Hello and welcome to my channel, Learn Driving with Common Man. This is our second lesson on the theory test of the UK full driving license. For those of you who are new, please check out the lesson 1 and for the lesson 1, the link is provided in the description below. Thank you very much, and let's start our second lesson on the theory test. And in this lesson, the topic that we are covering is the attitude of the theory test of driving. Now we got the question on our screen asking us, you're traveling along this road, how should you pass the cyclist? It has given us a 4 option. As we can see in the photo, we have a cyclist on the road riding a bike, and the question is asking us how should we be passing this cyclist without causing any danger for the cyclist and for ourselves. Should we sound our horn as he passes? Should we keep close to them as you pass? Leave them plenty of room as you pass? Change down one gear before you pass? To me, the most likely answer is the number 3. Why the other 3 are not the most likely answers for me? Because sounding your horn is disrespectful, because as this cyclist is also riding on the bike on this road with a right of being a citizen. Now, this cyclist has a fully right to ride on his bike on the road, and it would be the cyclist would also be considered as an individual driver, and will be given fully respect as a driver of any of the drivers that will be given. So I don't think so. We should horn the we should honk the horn and then pass the cyclist, and that would be disrespectful and may scare him, or could divert his attention towards us, and could cause some hazards there. No, we don't want to do that. Keep close to them as we pass? Definitely not. As we're passing them, we shouldn't be closing any closer to them. Shouldn't be maintaining a safe distance between the cyclists when we are overtaking them and we're passing them. So I'm gonna go for the number 3 here, and let's see if this is the right answer. Correct. Yes. Allow the cyclist plenty of room in case they wobble or swerve around a pothole or raised drain. Look well ahead before you start to overtake, because you will need to cross the hazard line. Look for entrances where vehicles could be waiting to pull out. Now let's move on to the next question. What should you do if you can't see clearly behind when you're reversing? So now, imagine yourself sitting in the car and you are going to reverse your car, but you cannot see clearly. There's something becoming obstruction in your view. It's limiting your view. There's some sort of hurdles, constraints, and you cannot see properly the back side of your car from the back side of your car from your rear mirror. So in that case, what should we do? What kind of measurements, what kind of action we should be performing, and what kind of measurements we should be taking to safely reverse our car? Let's see what the options are for these questions. It says open window, to look behind, look in the near side mirror. That's the third option of this question. The second one, open the door to look behind. Ask someone to guide you. To me, for this question, for the answer of this question would be the number 4. But if we, let's say, go for the number 1, open the window to look behind, but then when we reverse in our car, we just don't look behind, we also have to look ahead as well to see if there's any car coming, so we need to stop for them to pass. We need to be looking everywhere when we are reversing our car, in all 3 mirrors, 2 side mirrors of the car and the 1 internal mirror of the car, and looking obviously behind in the windows as well. And no, we shouldn't be doing this, opening our window to look behind, and then we open the door to look behind. Definitely not. That's not a good idea either. Look in the near side mirror. Yes, by looking in the near side mirror, but you cannot see the blind spot from the mirrors. It doesn't cover all the areas. You have to look for the blind spots when you're also reversing your car. You have to be aware of them, and that if there's any cyclist or maybe pedestrian crossing the road and walking towards you, or cyclists coming, or motorcyclists, that's this from these kind of hazards we have to be careful of, and we have to be prepared for these kind of hazards in every condition. If I was sitting in the car and reversing my car and I couldn't see behind properly and couldn't see from window, so I would ask someone to guide me. Let's see if that's the right answer for this question. If you want to turn your car around, try to find a place where you have a good all-round vision. If this isn't possible, if you're unable to see clearly, then get someone to guide you. Yes, that was the right answer. Woohoo! Let's move on to the next question. Why are these yellow lines painted across the road? As we can see in this image, there are yellow lines being printed on the road for some reasons, and that's what the question is asking us. What is the reason behind for printing these lines on the road? And if we were driving, imagine yourself, for every question, always put yourself in that situation, always place yourself in that condition, position yourself like you're driving right now, you're in the car, imagine yourself, and that's what the question is asking. If your instructor is teaching you and asking you, why are these yellow lines printed on the road, and what should your answer be? Let's see. It's given us again 4 options to help you choose the correct lane, to help you keep the correct separation distance, to make you aware of your speed, to tell you the distance to the roundabout. Well, for the first option, I would say we all know to what lane we need to choose. Left lane is always for a normal driving, and as we can see in this photo, we got a sign of a roundabout getting closer to. So if we were going always in a roundabout, we would stay on the left lane. If we were going to straight or was taking the first exit, we always use the left lane. And we always use the right lane if we were taking the third exit or the fourth. So I don't think so. These lines been printed to make us aware of the correct lane to choose. Let's see what's the second. To help you keep the correct separation distance, to make you aware of your speed, to tell you the distance, and to help you keep the correct separation distance. Honestly, again, I don't think so. These lines, if we see it clear in this image, if I'm driving right now on this road and I see these lines, nah, it's not gonna help me to make the safe distance between the cars ahead of me or behind. The distance is a 2 second from the car ahead, so of my car driving. But no, it's not telling me, it's not making me aware of my distance at all, because I cannot figure out by seeing those lines the distance I should be keeping between those cars. Now, for the third answer option, to make you aware of your speed, well, if I imagine myself driving on this road, it is gonna make me. I think it will help me to make me aware of my speed, how fast I will be going, how slow I will be driving. It is definitely like a why, because as we can see in this photo, there's a roundabout sign, and that sign is telling us we're getting closer to the roundabout. And as we're getting closer to the roundabout, these yellow lines started to, display. Well, yellow lines starting to come in our path in our ways on the road. So I think the third option would be most likely to be answer of this question. To tell you the distance to the roundabout, well, for the distance, there's a board for that. This board is already telling us how long the distance left between the roundabout, and there must be a sign ahead also, making us aware of the roundabout. I'm gonna go for the number 3, and let's see. Yes, the answer is right. These lines are often found on the approach to a roundabout or at dangerous junctions. They give you extra warning to adjust your speed. Look well ahead and do this in good time. Let's move on to the next question. What should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have been green for some time? Now, I am driving a car and I'm about to approach the traffic lights, but on those traffic lights, the green light has been on for quite a while, and obviously, it's been green. It's been green on for quite a while, so that means it will be going back to the red in some short amount of time. And while I'm approaching the traffic lights, what should I be doing? What kind of action I should perform, and in a safe manner, without causing any danger for other drivers on the road, and keeping myself safe and the others as well from my actions. Let's see the option. Accelerate hard, maintain your speed, be ready to stop, brake hard. By accelerating harder, I don't think so that kind of action we should be taking, because it will, in maybe 5 to 10 seconds turn to red, and then we're going to accelerate for it, and then it's going to cause major danger for us and the drivers that's going to come from the another direction, because their signal must have been gone to green, because their signal must have been on red for a while, and then their signal all of us gone to green, and then we accelerating it. No. Maintaining your speed, I think we should also be maintaining our speed. What we should be doing is thinking of slowing ourselves down and getting ready to stop. Let's go for the option number 3, and let's see if it's correct or wrong. We got another question right. It says the longer traffic lights have been green, the sooner they will change. Allow for this as you approach traffic lights that have been green for a while. They are likely to change soon, so you should be prepared to stop. Let's move on to the next question. You are waiting to emerge from a junction. The windscreen pillar is restricting your view. What should you be particularly aware of? So, I'm waiting to emerge from a junction to a main road. So basically, I have stopped on the junction, and now I am looking on the both sides uh, on the road to either go if I'm going to left or going to right. If I'm going to left, I should be looking at the left side, right side of my road, uh, and if I'm turning right, then I should be looking at the both sides of the road before I merge onto that road. The windscreen pillar is restricting your view. Again, we have windscreen pillars in our way, limiting our view to see the drivers safely and more clearly. So what kind of action we should take now, and from what kind of drivers we should be more aware of? The options are lorries, buses, motorcyclists, and coaches. I think we should be aware of here motorcyclists, because the lorries and buses and coaches, they are big vehicles and they can be seen from a far away, from a far distance. And but the motorcyclist, you never know. The motorcyclist might be waiting right behind you, right on the side of your cars. As soon you about to drive, they're also about to kick off. So um, let's see if motorcyclists are the drivers that we should be aware of the most when we are driving or emerging from our junctions. Yes, it is right. Windscreen pillars can completely block your view of pedestrians, motorcyclists, and cyclists. You should make a particular effort. So look for these road users. Don't just rely on a quick glance. Thank you very much for today. That is the end of our lesson 2 on learning the theory test of full UK driving license. And if that has helped you, please like my channel and subscribe. And I will be uploading more videos about theory test. Hopefully I am helping you guys to practice it in an easier and understanding way. And if there's anything that you did not understand or I have made a mistake about it, please make me correct in the section below in the comments. I will see your comments. Thank you very much for today. Have a nice day.